Hello, it's Jesse here, and welcome back to Jesse's Vintage Garage. And we're going to probably work on the final segment here on the 2002 Harley Davidson Road Glide. In this segment, we're going to be putting on some of my preferred accessories, making the bike a little bit personalized. That's what you do with all Harleys, right? So anyways, but we won't be changing a whole lot of things, just quite a few things. Anyway, in the last couple of videos, I kind of didn't mention the cams. This bike has, when we got the gear drive assembly put in there, the fueling gear drive assembly installed it, we put cams in as well back then, and those were the Andrews 26G cams. G stands for gear driven. Anyways, that's a pretty good cam for a 2-up, or 2 people on the bike, what I mean by that. And it's a good, nice mid-range cam. It's got exhaust lift is 0.490 inches, 0.9 degrees on timing close, and 41 degrees on timing open. The intake duration is 226 degrees, and the intake lift is 0.490 as well. So it's a combination grind, or it's an equivalent grind. Combination, I guess, grind would be if it had different intake and different exhaust and heights. But anyways, it's a pretty good cam. It kind of kicks in the biggest bump, or you notice it kicks in at about 1800 and carries all the way to 5200. So it's great for touring. Like I said, 2 people hauling stuff. It will add torque and power at low to middle RPM ranges. So this is a well-driven cam. So it's a good bike. It should run pretty good. I think at the end of this video, we're going to end up getting on doing a little ride and a video of it, seeing how it runs out on the road. We got it all cleaned up in the last video. So far, I switched over to the air cleaner cover over to the original stock style air cleaner cover. I do kind of like how that air cleaner cover looks. So that's kind of why I put that on there, but and it's still open in the back. It's got the Screaming Eagle style K&N air filter in the back there, so it's all open back here, so it breathes very well yet. It's just, I feel like this is nicer looking. It kind of feels, you can't see all the motor, kind of like traditional look to me. I like that. There'll be some other things that we're going to change here coming up. So let's go ahead and get started. I believe starting off here, we're going to work on removing the outer fairing cover here and the windshield. I'm going to replace the windshield with a different windshield. This is the original factory Harley windshield. We're going to turn around and replace it with a different one, a smoked one, wave windshield, help deflect the wind a little bit better. And then the headlight adjustment. I was told the headlights were out of adjustment because when they were working on it at the Harley shop, the guy I got this from was saying that they fell down, the bulbs fell down. So we're going to check that out when we get inside there. Once we get the fairing off, we'll be able to do the headlight adjustment. We'll change out the bulbs. I think I'm going to see if we can get LED ones to work in it. Kind of want brighter ones. And maybe I'll just be able to just do the H4 type internal bulb replacement instead of just the whole units. So, because this whole center piece that the bulbs are in, it's a whole thing. And these these are ovalish bulbs or housings, and they don't really have a whole lot out there for options on these older Road Glides. And then we'll be going over that. We'll be taking this off. What you do to pretty much starting off is we take out these 5 bolts along the top, screws are on the top here, remove the windshield, and then we poke the well nuts through so we can separate it from the inner fairing. Then on both sides, there's a T25 Torx right here and right here, and the same with over there and right over here on this edge. And we move them, and we should be able to pull the whole outer fairing off of here. I don't think the spot lamp and stuff's going to be in the way, but we'll find out when we go to take it off. So we'll get started here. We will most likely have to remove these because I forgot that these other two, there's two nuts back here that comes through and sandwiches all this together to this mount. So to get the outer fairing off, this will have to come off as well. This is not a stock item, but these bolts were here originally anyway. But it shouldn't be too hard to take that apart. We'll work on taking this off and then working on getting that outer fairing off, and then we'll probably show you what it looks like after that. We got the windshield removed here, and these all have like well nuts in it. There's like 5 of them. And the screws are in pretty good shape, but these well nuts, they get all smashed and ruined over the years. These look pretty rough. I might end up having to put a new set in, because they're usually thicker than that. They're all like paper thin now. So these actually like go in and swell up when you tighten them up, and they're attached to this piece. So we're gonna leave these in for right now. But I think next we're gonna take the spotlight stuff off here and free all that bracket stuff up on both sides. Then we'll work on, then we should be able to pull this off here, I believe. Got these screws removed here. It's the T25. And he's finishing up the other side right now, and then we'll be able to pull this apart. We got the outer fairing off, and as we pulled it off, we found a mouse nest in there, and there's still a dead one in here yet. So we're gonna have to clean this up really good, and we're gonna have to really inspect these wires. We know it started up and ran the last video, but we don't want to like have any shorts in here or any chewed on wires. So we're gonna work on looking through all this for now, and then clean this up. And yeah, otherwise it looks pretty good. It was pretty much straightforward. You pull them off and it comes right off. You got to pull on it a little bit, and then our wire for our headlamps right here, and that's what disconnects it from that part. We started cleaning up here, and we came across one wire that got damaged for sure. I guess that's what happens when it sits around for like 8 years and mice get into things, especially when it's a nice enclosed area where they can hide, you know. And unlike some of the British bikes, they still get in them, but they're a little bit less areas for them to get into. I guess my question is where they get all that from. So maybe the seat, I don't know, we'll find out.
No, that's paper.
Is it paper?
Yeah, it's paper.
I'm not gonna touch it, but yeah, maybe it got hold of something. After inspecting this, we do notice that this headlamp assembly here is all loose. Like the guy was telling us that this had fallen down. We're gonna disassemble this and see if we can make this better, because I think it's supposed to be kind of stuck here and hold still. The other thing we noticed is one of these clips isn't engaged all the way on the outer lens. So that one, I didn't notice that from the outside right away, but we'll end up having to pop these off and then squeeze these apart according to the book, and then push them. There it goes, like that. You just push the green parts down.
Right. But we got, whoa. We
So-
gotta get the plastic off first. Which way does it go?
That's the one that's not engaged. We'll work on taking this apart. We got the LED bulbs switched over. We're going to work on probably putting it all back together. We need to clean it up some more, and then we're going to test these out before we put it all together, of course. So we'll see how this goes. So far, it looks like it's going to work.
We can. Got it nice and thick.
We got this all fixed up. That was the only wire that we looked through everything here. We didn't find any other wire that was chewed on or anything, so we're pretty fortunate. It's just kind of funny. It was the main headlamp wire, so it'd been easy fix to figure out. Oh wow, I lost wires. I lost power or lights, so we would have been able to find it right away. But we checked the radio and everything on this thing, and it works. All the gauges work. Yeah, I mean, I think we're good here. And looks like some aftermarket speakers were put in at one time, because I don't think Kenwood's come out factory from Harley. So nothing wrong with that. It's kind of loud and kind of good sounding. So anyway, we're gonna grab the lamps assembly over there and test it out, see if it lights up. Well, we pretty much got it back together, and they do kind of wobble around. I guess there isn't really no way of tightening it up without losing the adjustment. We could crank it down till it's totally no adjustment, but then I don't what purpose that would serve. I don't think anything. So now we're gonna end up putting the outer cover on. I got all nice and cleaned up.
Goes this way. Okay. Yeah, it's in this time.
On both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Thought maybe we'd hear 4 clicks, but if it's
Well,
all the way in.
it clicked funny. Oh, that side wants to pop back out. But it's in there. Yeah, it's in there. Both of them are all in there.
Okay. Yeah, they look like they're all in.
I'm gonna see if I can get a pop a screwdriver on that. They click.
Yeah, on these they click in, and there's like little push buttons you push on to get it to disengage and unhook.
Right there, one on each side.
We weren't able to put these covers back on because these are a fan type super bright LED. So they did work. We just got to test it, of course.
Got the fairing, or help hold the fairing.
Yep.
I wonder if we should have wire tied this like
It probably wouldn't hurt.
this, because so it don't fall down.
All right, yeah.
You got it?
Yep, I got it. Well, I got this almost installed, but it looks like them fans that are on those lights are hitting the interfering and not letting this come together like it's supposed to. So I probably won't be able to use them lights. We'll probably end up having to use something different. So, but I just wanted to kind of see if these would work or not. So, anyways, looks like they're not gonna. So, we'll try something else here. But I still want to have LED lights in here. I just want really bright ones. Different LED bulbs in there now. The other ones didn't work, like we were just seeing. These don't have a fan in the back, so there was enough clearance there and stuff. That when we go to hook this on, we had to make sure we get this outer fairing hooked on to 2 little points inside the inner fairing that actually like works as like a hook to grab it. It's kind of hard to show that, so gonna kind of not be able to see that, but that's what we gotta do next, and then we'll be able to finish tightening this up. Here we are. We got it back together. We ended up having to. There's a couple hooks inside there that you have to like push in and make sure you're not banging into. It's kind of hard to see it now, but we struggled for a little bit. But anyways, we ended up putting like 1 screw in at a time, kind of working our way around loose. And then when we finally got them all kind of engaged, and made sure that the adjusters down here poked through. I don't know if you can see it from here. Yeah, right down there. This right here. It's a little silver dot right there. It's the adjuster. And anyways, make sure them are poking through, not getting stuck behind, get wedged. And then we got the spot lamps hooked back up on both sides. And yeah, we're just making sure they're tight now. So, alright, I guess the next step with this whole front end part here would be putting the windshield on, and then we'd be good there. So I think we're gonna get ready to do that. We have the saddlebags off and the tour pack off right now. The main reason is we got this up on the lift right now. We were kind of concerned or questioning why the tire, the rear wheel, does not look like it's centered in the fender. Now the fender is the center point of the whole bike, and center of the fender would be center of the bike. So right now it's looking like we're offset a little bit. Now I was told by the previous owner that they put a wider tire on it. And unfortunately, wider tires don't fit on these older bikes properly. And either he didn't know or the person that talked him into putting it on didn't know. But we have a problem here. We can't run a wider tire on this older bike because of the fact that the belt is not narrow and the pulleys aren't narrow. See, later when they went to the wider tire, wider wheel, let me spit that out, they reduced the width on the belt and the pulleys. That way they could have that extra width, because we have all kinds of room on this side. They would just have to move the brake caliper over a little bit too. So that changed as well. But the main deal is, it's looking like that this tire, this wheel, is sitting in here crooked. So when we go to rotate it, it drags. And what it's dragging on, hear that? Well, if you can't hear, it's pretty loud. And what is happening here, things how it's so wide right through here, it's rubbing on the inner belt guard, the lower belt guard, and the tire is rubbing on the belt itself as well. So now if I move this over down here, I don't know if I'll be able to see it's still rubbing up here too. Now eventually this would all wear off and probably wouldn't lose much, but this isn't proper and the wheel isn't sitting in there straight. So we're going to have to, before we can ride this, we have to probably swap out this tire for the narrower one. This tire will work really well on my father's 2010 Ultra, but not particularly on this bike. So we just pulled the gauge cluster off here, and all you gotta do there is take out the screw on each end here, and this whole unit comes up.
And you start to lift it, and then you push back and unhook this corner.
Oh, it hooks underneath there.
Yep, it goes like
that's right.
that.
You
You just push like this and lift, and then you unhook, then you lift a little bit further and then pull it away from this hook.
Up here, this hook up here. And then we just unplug the speedometer and the tack, and then we have to disconnect the other one. Where'd it go?
This will go with. This won't come
Anyways,
with it either.
there it is. We got to unhook this one too, and kind of reference that because it can go either way. Neutral's in the middle, oil's on the right, and then high beam on the left, and then turn signals on the outer. I'm gonna end up getting a different outer cover piece replacement, but we gotta swap out this piece and the upper bezel up here. I think that
I don't know if that comes off good or not.
we'll see. I think it does because
Looks like it's a sticker.
we'll check it out. Maybe I need to get a different one, another one, new one or whatever then. But the main purpose we came in here for was to switch out this wire for the trip. It was broken. That's why it wasn't working in the last video. So when we switch this out, we're gonna probably splice into this and put a connector in here, because when you go to pull on it,
It's hooked down here.
Yeah,
in
you
a
gotta-
hole. Through this hole.
yeah,
If you go to yank on it, you'll break it, which might be what happened.
yeah, could have been what happened when they went to switch it out. Because I think someone was in here, because I seen something that. Oh yeah, he told us that the handlebars were off a Heritage Softail.
Yeah, so somebody
had to come in here and switch them.
So when they took that apart, they broke the switch because they didn't take it apart right.
Yeah, or something like that, or whoever worked on it to switch it out for him may have broke it. Anyways, we're gonna fix this all up and make it look great. We're gonna end up putting connector here on, and we'll put the male part here on this pigtail part here, and then that'll require it's kind of funny because the male part, which goes into this female part here, has a female inside of it going on to a male. So I like how I worded that. But anyways, here's the fitting part here, the the electrical connector that goes into, it's the female one going into this male one here. And then these male ones come into the side of this one here and stick out. So we'll get that all hooked up there, take them off to the side, and get these cleaned back, and then crimp these on and put them together. Alright, so we got to get this in there, and then the first one here holds the wire, the second one holds the rubber, or the actual the outer casing part. And in each side of these, they got 2 grooves. This actually, the grooves here bend these tabs over, and the bottom part is just moon shaped or curved, and that actually holds this curved part of the fitting. You gotta make sure you do it right, otherwise it gets all weird. On the smaller one here. Get back in there.
Gotta crimp it hard.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I get it going the right way. I want the smaller one here.
It's way inside.
There we go. And then there we go. There's that one.
All the way in. A little this one.
Yeah, I know. I just want to stage it. There we are. There we go. All right, now we get the plastic piece. Sometimes they don't get them crimped enough, they don't fit in here right, so I might have to tighten them up more. Yeah. Let's just tighten them up some more. And then put them in there. And then lock it down with this piece. It's not going.
Gotta get a pick and push them in the rest of the way.
Got them right, so. Oh, there it went. Oh, well, they're still sticking out. Yeah, I'll use a pick quick. Got our wire all made up, and it's just like the other we saw before on the other end.
This would just go right together.
Yeah, it just hooks together.
So we're going to hook this in first. And that way we can disconnect it. We won't have to worry about breaking it. Get down in here. Yeah, like that. Okay. see so well down here. No, is this got to fit in a certain place? I think it does. Like this. The serrations stick to the outside and then it gets a little groove. See, and then this little lip pops over the serrations and hooks behind that little. If you look real close on that nut, I didn't point it out, but on the nut,
I don't know if you can see it.
I can't. But there's a little flat spot below the serrations. That's a little bit. See, it gets a little bit narrowed behind that. That's what's going to make this stick on there. Once it's on there.
Yeah, it's like a little lip or whatever for it to grab onto.
I got to get it to hook. There. See? It's on there.
There we go.
Oh,
Clicking.
nice. It works.
Yeah, great. Now we can just kind of like put it back together here.
Now all you got to do is hook these two up. Now the guy won't have to worry about
Yanking it out, ruining it.
yanking it out and ruining it. See.
Yeah, because most of the time you just grab it and your instinct is to pull it out a long ways, but then that's how you end up breaking it. You pull it out a little ways and you're supposed to disconnect these hookups to the tack and the speedometer right away. But anyway, that's all right. We'll fix it. We're gonna be ready to swap out the other piece now. We got the different outer gauge bezel piece here. This isn't a real Harley one, but it's about what we can find right now because you can't find real Harley ones. And it's a little bit nicer than, or not really nicer than the Harley one, because the Harley one feels a little bit like better materials. And the Harley one says made in USA down here, and then all these different little markings of proving that it was made at the factory or whatever. And another thing on when you're working on these, you don't want to spend a whole lot of time with the gauges upside down because it's known to damage the LEDs inside of them. And we're able to take the little Harley emblem off the top here. He just popped right out. Luckily, because it looked like it was going to get damaged, and we were able to glue it into this one. So this is going to look pretty good. Nice and dark again. So we're going to remove the gauges right now. There's like an Allen screw on the back, and then it loosens up the retainer, and then the whole thing kind of like comes apart like that. Yeah, look at how easy that was. And then these retainers have little indentions in them right here, so it lines up in these grooves, so you can get it 180 degrees off.
Like that.
Yep.
And you put the screw in.
And just make sure we have it the right side way up. Is that... You have it the right way, don't you? Yeah. Sorry about that, but yeah, we had to check.
Mine made me use the screw.
There we go.
It's not lined up.
There we are. I think. Yep. Oh, we're just going into plastic, so don't need to overkill it.
They were pretty tight. I took them apart. So you don't want them loose, but
And this, this torque spec or whatever, if there is one, is not in that little cheat sheet I have. That's mainly mainly for the motor, the transmission, and rear wheel, front wheel, fork stuff.
There you go.
And then we'll do that to the tack here now.
Yeah. I already pre-loosened them. But I didn't take that gauge out. That might be stuck like the other one was. You gotta push.
There we are. Yeah.
Get this lined up in the notches first, and then you hold that there. Then you turn the gauge wherever it takes it. Okay. Got it in there?
You gotta make sure it lines up with the thing, but
It doesn't look like it's right, but maybe it is. Looks crooked. But it's not, so it is where it is.
yeah, we just gotta get in here though.
What's the matter?
Oh, I want to make sure it wasn't twisted or curved.
If the screws were in it and they were in the notches, it had to be correct.
But I want to start both before the other one. The other one seemed like it was tight already.
That's because I turned it.
There we are. Both started now. There we are, ready to go put on the bike now. Alright, we got the piece ready to go on, and we're going to pop this in. I already checked to make sure we have it going the right way, so this gotta go in just like this. Yeah, you gotta make sure, actually, this is supposed to go on the outside, right? Yeah, this is not supposed to be on here yet.
I put it all together.
Pop that in first, and then...
You didn't let that turn, did you?
No, I don't know. We gotta double check again. So we got neutral in the middle, right turn signal in the right here, and that's flashing.
Yep.
So it goes like this.
Goes in and snaps. You gotta push it in hard.
There.
Squeeze them together.
Looks like they're all engaged. Yep, they're all engaged.
Okay.
So next we have the tack
We got this.
and the speedometer. So tack goes over here, of course. They're different sized anyways.
Get it?
Yep, there we are. They're both in. And this bottom piece latches underneath here first. Then we're able to slide it back.
Got to go all the way in. It's got to pop all the way back. It's not going in under here. are. There.
Yep, I got on both sides. Then you get 2 screws and we'll put them in real quick.
Looks nice. Hopefully the hole's in the right spot, right?
It is kind of... It's there, it's just that...
You gotta push or pull like this piece. Yeah, might have to pull the top. Push or pull the top.
Yeah.
It looks like it's there. Oh, there it goes.
Dang it. It's like right there too, but it's just...
You gotta shift it right. Or push, or pull, or something.
Alright, we'll just tinker with this for a little bit here. Oh, there it goes. I just had to push while pushing. Yeah, make sure all that stuff's tight because this is a Harley and it vibrates like crazy. Alright, I think it looks great.
Yeah, it looks really good from here. So, okay, on to something else, I guess. Oh, you want to check it out? Oh, there you go, neutral.
Oh yeah, we were able to fix this down here. Remember that a little bit ago, and we're able to find out our mileage now. So let's see what we got.
Got 55,811 miles.
We kind of guessed that, so about accurate where we were guessing. All right, awesome.
You got it back on 50,000.
Miles. I want to leave it on miles for now. I got a fuel gauge. Unlike the Softail, you know. All right. All right, well, we're going back to doing the windshield now. We're going to finish this part up. Now that we got the gauge cluster all done, we got the new weld nuts in here. Where the weld nuts were really smashed really bad. These are nice and thick, new. And let's go look at the windshield we're going to use. We're going to go with this windshield here from Memphis Shades. It's a shorter one. It's dark smoked and a little bit different than the stock standard one. And we got the original strip put back on here. And we're going to go put it on right now. There we are. We got the windshield on, of course. We don't want to over tighten these too much, but we want them tight because it's just, this is barely holding on there. You don't want to mess with it. And these are weld nuts. They swell up behind when they get tightened up. And the other ones were over tightened, possibly. But we can make sure they were nice and tight. So, there we are. Got some more stuff to put on yet. Let's go change something else now. We're probably going to work on changing out these grips now. So all we really need to do is just take off or open this up, and we should be able to get to the inside of here, and we'll be able to clean this all off. Probably end up having to scrape it off because it was all decomposing or something and all gooey. That might be easy. The other one might be a little bit more of a challenge because we got to remove the grip off of the plastic twisting piece, and hopefully we can slide a new grip over top of that one. We'll see how that goes. I decided to go with these grips from Built Well, and They come out and they say that it won't fit Harleys, but they don't expect you to tear off the one off the plastic piece. Well, we had to because it was all gross. And this actually will slide right over top of it. So this will actually work if you do it that way. And then this other one just slides right over top of the 1-inch bar. So then it went with the recoil style just because it was barrel shaped and kind of nice looking. Feels pretty good. So we're getting ready to put these on. We got the original grip off, and there's a section of the grip that goes inside here and works as a seal to protect electronics in there. So with this style, we're going to end up going and tightening this up, or leave it. Maybe we'll just run it on and then tighten it up over top of it, because I think this other grip is just long enough to go in there and then a little bit farther.
Yep, it'll go in there.
So, yep. Now we got this all cleaned up. We're going to take brake clean, get nice and wet, and we're going to smash it on there as fast as we can. So it can actually like work as a lube while putting it on there, and then yet seal it.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh boy. Hold the bike. We gotta get some more lube than that in there.
Yeah, maybe get some more of this crap off there too. Well, we tried it. We didn't get very far. We'll just mess around with this again. Got this all nice and cleaned up again.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's freaking not going on very nice.
We got a ways to go yet. Oh boy.
It don't look like much farther.
I think it's on.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
I think it's there.
It's not too much either. So
Oh, I think it's there.
all right, there we go.
Okay. Jeez. Wow.
Well, so now we just got to put the stuff back on there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, we go to the other one.
Yeah, yeah, we got to do that one. Let's do that side next. Okay, we're on this side now, of course, and then it's kind of going right on compared to the other side.
Is it?
I don't know. Look like you made a lot of ground there at first. There, we got that one on. It took a little bit more effort. We had used a lot more brake clean on this time, and it's right where we want it. And it doesn't change the shape or nothing, so it fit on there really nice. Feels really good. This was the recoil type. Bit well.
It ain't gonna go nowhere.
So, well, all right, we're ready to change a couple more things quick here. We're going to work on, we got the mirrors removed. We're going to change the mirrors out. And then we're going to change these levers out. There's a little retaining ring underneath here. Then this pin pops out. Then you got to push it in a little bit and then pull it out because there's the brake switch in there. We don't want to damage it. So we're going to work on that one real quick. And then, of course, the other side. We're going to switch that out too. The clutch lever is a little bit easier. It's got to pop the same kind of pin out with the retaining clip, and then kind of just switch it out. I got the pin removed here, and it's not so much taking it out where you have the problem because it comes right out, but when you go to put it in is where the vital part is, because you're wanting to grab, you got to make sure that this brake lever engages on two things. It engages on the plunger or for the brake, and then the switch is in here on the back side. And if you go in here, engage this and cut that, then you're SOL. You got to go in there at an angle, pull back on this, and then pop it in. So it happens a lot. It used to happen a lot when people did that on their own at the Harley shop. We had to fix that stuff all the time because they change out their levers, chrome ones or whatever. So I'm gonna work on putting this in on off camera here, but what like I was saying is I want to have to go in there and hook this on that switch first, pull back on it, and then pop it in. So that's what the procedure is. I just mentioned that a minute ago, but you're not gonna see me do it because I cannot video record that part of it because it's all hidden in there and it's all by feel pretty much. So we'll come back and then the different lever will be on there.
If this is nylon line, this stuff here won't hurt the nylon because it's Teflon.
Yeah, it's called Super Lube.
Yeah, it's Teflon lube. And it evaporates and leaves back a Teflon lubrication. And if we did this all night, we'd have it down at the other end eventually.
It feels different than it was. Well, I can see that it looks like it feels different. I'm not the one pulling on it, but yeah. Right.
Okay. I had a hiccup. There it goes.
And then the pin, and I'll put the retaining ring in.
Yeah.
To loosen up and get that lever out, we had to pretty much loosen this adjuster way up. You can tell that it had some moisture in here at one time, but putting lube in there down the cable is going to help it out a lot. This will, we might have to put some stuff on here to clean it up and keep it from getting worse, but now we're going to end up adjusting it back out, get all of our cable slack out up there. Well, here we are. We got the black levers on it, and we got the black mirrors on. The newer profile style on both sides, of course, which turned out really neat. And we'll just go on to changing something else quick here. All right, we're going to work on changing out this. They call it the point cover, but it's not really any points in here. In 1999, when the Twin Cam 88 debuted, there was a bunch of different covers, stock and aftermarket ones, of course. This is the standard chrome and black, most all bikes. But I'm going to switch this one out to the one that was on the 99 Dyna Super Glide, which is this black and grayish one. I've had this a long time since I worked at the Harley shop. I always thought this was neat. I also got an all black one. It says Twin Cam, but has the chrome ring through the center here. The all black one, the black here and the black on the inside, goes to the Night Train Softail. And anyways, I kind of like how this is the grayer color, so it kind of matches this here. So I think that'll look pretty sweet right there. So I'm going to switch that out. We'll look inside here in a minute. There we go, I got the cover off. Of course, it's empty back here. Now, the whole story with this is, in 1970, when they went to the nose cone, this was the style. And when the Twin Cam 88 came out, they didn't want to change so much to where this looked all plain and flat in the front here. So they felt like they wanted to keep the nose cone look, the traditional look there. Of course, it's not needed at all. Some of them actually had something in here in the very beginning, like a sensor of some type. But it wasn't anything to do with timing, I don't believe.
No, it was I think it was something to do with the very first ones.
Yeah, maybe the 88 and then 99 88s.
Injected ones.
But anyway, This is, like I said, it was all empty here from here all the way up to, I think this carried on.
Till 16.
Yeah, 2016. Okay. Yeah, now we're gonna work on putting the other one back on. Here we are. We got it installed, and of course you just tighten them down. You don't need to get carried away. There's no gasket, of course, and you don't have to. It doesn't seal nothing or retain anything other than this cover. So I just got to make sure it's tight up against it. And this is aluminum with a steel screw. So I mean, don't overkill it. When you change these out, because it cracks. I've seen some that really crack bad through here. And if it ain't that cracking, or the chrome pitting, or something taking this nice pretty stuff out, it seems like there's 100 things against you. Every time you own something, it's kind of like decent. So we got one more thing to do, and I think we'll come to an end on this video. We're gonna work on installing the lowers on here. These are I don't think these are actual Harley ones, but they are pretty good shape. I mean, they're kind of rough, but they're there with the bike, and I kind of want to put them on, and it'll be okay. I mean, the paint's not perfect, and you know, this stuff's only original once, and this was color matched to the bike, so it'll look good. And then we ended up kind of painting the inside because they were like white or something for some reason. So we used some epoxy black paint here, and it really made it look good on the inside here, so I won't have that annoying white fiberglass looking stuff to stare at while I'm riding. The clips are still on the roll bars. I've seen them there. And then there's like this mounting hardware for the bottom. And then this part up here mounts into a clamp on the upper part of the roll bar or crash bar. And then when this is installed, like that, then we just put these caps on. So we're gonna go over and do that. It's gonna require a little bit, so we're gonna work on it together, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. Well, here we are. We're going to come to an end probably on this video. We got probably, I guess, I thought maybe this would be the last one. We're going to go ride it, but we're going to deal with the rear wheel in the next one, and then we'll be able to ride it. But anyway, we got it all kind of dolled up, and added my little personal touches to stuff that I liked on this bike. We changed this out, and it all works now. So when I go on trips, I can actually use my trip odometer and actually see what kind of mileage I get, or how long my trip is. Of course, it functions now. The windshield, headlamps, the lowers, those turned out pretty nice putting them back on. And yeah, we painted them black on the inside. We talked about all that already. And the grips, these feel really nice. And then when I'm riding it, I'll be able to adjust the mirror properly, but we have them in kind of the position I want them in right now. And added one more thing. I put these back on. I had these on my original first Harley that I ever bought. They were on my 99 Sportster 883 that I had when I was in high school. So kind of like they sat around forever and I never used them, so I used them on this. So it kind of revives that a little bit. Yeah, anyway, we're going to address this rear wheel next. Can't have it to where the wheels in there crooked and rubs on the belt guard and stuff. So we'll see you again soon. I hope you enjoyed everything on this and how this bike's coming back to looking great again. And we'll see you in the next episode when we do that. Finish this up, the rear wheel.